players and coaches, Terry Holland, Rick Carlisle, Wally Walker, have all reached out to try to tell them they'd like a few more friends in the trophy case at UVA.
All right, Debbie, thanks. Duke has it first. We are underway. The officials, Jamie Luckey, Tim Nestor, and Mike Eads. This is the first championship game ever for Tim Nestor. And just like that, the Blue Devils are on the board. Emil Jefferson with the first.
And he had a terrific game in the regular season contest, a double-double for him, Tim. 10 points, 15 rebounds.
He led Duke in rebounding 9 games this year, and the Blue Devils won 8-1 over those 9 games. Parentes to Joe Harris. Parentes looks at it. Joe Harris had a terrific warm-up. He was hitting everything he threw near the hoop. Toby with the turnaround. Mike Toby.
Yeah, big offense from him, and if he can get things going, it forces Parker to defend a little bit more, maybe get him in foul trouble.
Toby had 4 points, 1 rebound yesterday, but it seemed like every one of them was big. Jefferson again in the lane.
A little bit of a forced shot that time. Toby, a big presence in the paint.
Duke plays very aggressively on defense. One of the best. And certainly the Cavaliers have been defensively strong all year. This is Parentes, 9 on the shot clock. Brogdon for 3. Yes!
Good start. We're going to keep an eye on how many times Virginia runs that shot clock underneath 10 seconds. They're not afraid to play there. They can create in that situation, and it slows the tempo down.
5-2 Wahoos. Tough shot. And a big rebound by Mitchell. Harris for 3. Blue Devils look for numbers. Don't have them.
Well, they're going to look to push, and Suleiman, actually, he was the leading scorer in that first game, 21 points off the bench for him. He was solid, but he has had free throw shooting issues in the first 2 games of this tournament, 4 of 10.
Just underway at the Greensboro Coliseum. This big building on Lee Street is the ACC's house, and it is special. Toby turnaround.
Wow.
Tickles the twine, and he's got 4.
Good start for the big fella. Exactly the type of start offensively that Virginia needed.
Hood around the rim and comes back out. 3 rebounds already for Mitchell. Talk about the free throw woes. How about the Cavaliers? 18 for 24 at the line in the first 2 games. Haven't gotten there as much as some of the other teams, but have been very efficient. Tony Bennett, he's improved the record at Virginia each of his 5 years.
We don't know if his father, Dick, is in the building or at the hotel watching. Tony said he didn't know where he was going to be, but he is here.
Cavaliers' first championship appearance in 20 years. The follow by Brogdon, his own shot.
They have come out, and they are not intimidated by this atmosphere at all. Virginia playing with a lot of confidence.
UVA by 7. It's going to be a foul on Toby. That'll be his first.
And that's a tough matchup, and Parker recognizing that. We talked about him working more into the post. And that UVA game really turned Duke's season around. They were 1-2 in conference going into that game, and they invested everything in that, and it really changed the year and changed how they played, and it changed how Parker plays.
Of course, Duke beat Virginia and Cameron. That was January 13th, 69-65. They were in control. Cavaliers had to make a run to get that close. Nice drop off. And Emil Jefferson with the finish. He's got 4 points. This game will certainly have ebb and flow. It'll have runs. Both of these teams very good defensively. Brogdon, his shot off the iron. And it'll be Duke basketball. So there you have it. The first few minutes of the championship game, and it's 9-4 Cavaliers.
Virginia with a 9-4 lead, Tim, and they have, like I said, been playing very confidently offensively. 4 of 7 from the floor, and so an unexpected early lift from Mike Tobey. A couple of jump shots from him, was knocking this one down at the top, and then Brogdon following his own miss inside. That a critical part. They really felt like in the first part of the game at Cameron, the tempo got completely away from them and sped away, and they fell behind in that. So I think this is the type of start for the first 4 minutes that Tony Bennett really looking for.
Mike, this start is similar to what NC State did yesterday, and Duke used a 20-7 run in the second half to beat NC State. 15.5 to play in the first half. Greensboro Coliseum, 61st annual ACC tournament. This is Parker, back to Hood.
Different set of bigs out there for Virginia. Tony Bennett going to his bench early.
Parker wants to go. And it's blocked. Mitchell got it. Bring it back out, get everybody a touch.
You don't see that very often. Parker getting his shot blocked. He's usually very good at getting it off inside.
You could tell he wanted to take him in and wanted to shoot over him. Here's Brogdon from beyond the arc. Yes, sir.
Wow.
He's got 8 points.
Joe Harris so very unselfish, and because of his ability to put the ball on the floor, it created that open look for Brogdon.
This is a turnover by the Blue Devils. No, it's a block. Ruby Tuesday takes us around the ACC to check in on conference action. Of course, what a day yesterday.
Yeah, tough game against Clemson, and but trouble free throw shooting woes, and for Virginia, that Florida State win, they didn't expend a lot of energy, and then tough win against Pitt.
That offensive foul was on Tyler Thornton.
Moving screen.
Harris with a step back. It's the way he started yesterday on the front of the rim. Ended up with 12 points. Shot clock really has not been a factor. What a great rebound.
Well, they're just
Anderson is really battling in there.
Duke just getting out-fought right now for offensive rebounds and 50-50 balls.
Well, Justin Anderson used that big body and backed in and took it away. Whistle and the foul. Anthony Gill with the drive. UVA out-rebounding Duke 8-2 so far. You know, Anderson and Gill, who just checked into the ballgame a minute and a half ago, were really active yesterday, and a big part of that win over Pitt for the Cavaliers.
Parker's first foul on that last play. Good defense by Marshall Plumlee in first entering the game.
Joe Harris forced that along the baseline, and Hood traveled.
Well, it probably worked to his advantage, because that could have easily have been an offensive foul as well.
Mike Krzyzewski talking to Jamie Luckey. This is a terrific officiating crew, and that's why they're in the championship game. Jamie Luckey, Tim Nestor, Mike Eads.
Tim Nestor's first appearance here, but it is quite an honor for the officiating.
Absolutely.
For the crew that gets this assignment.
And he's very, very excited to be here.
They are all graded as this tournament goes along, and the 3 best get this job.
This is Justin Anderson. Skip pass down to Gill. Kicks it back to Mitchell. Brogdon. battling, and he's fouled. The foul is on Marshall Plumlee, his first.
There's a look inside. He talked about it. He's been pretty aggressive looking for his offense.
And so Gill at the line. He's a 69% free throw shooter. Came up big against Pitt yesterday. Misses the first. He had 10 points, 5 rebounds, and was 4 for 5 at the line yesterday against the Panthers.
16 points and 8 and 5 rebounds in that first game against Florida State.
He's had a nice tournament. 1 for 2 at the line. That's his first point of the game.
4 offensive rebounds already for the Cavaliers early in this game.
Here's a whistle and a foul, and I believe it'll be on Justin Anderson. And so that'll get Tony Bennett talking to the officials a little bit.
And he's going to be a key guy for them, Tim, in that he's their energy guy. I mean, he's the one who gets them going. He's a good defender. And he's a guy you need out there in a 3-game and 3-day type of scenario. He just lifts everybody up.
UVA's 6th man does a great job. He and Anderson and Gill both. Plumlee. Parker takes it back up strong and has it blocked.
Yeah, he got inside and had great inside position offensively. Mike Krzyzewski thought there was contact on that play, but
Parker's bucket will count. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line for the 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, he was just the first person off the floor a couple of times, and that's a little bit too easy of a pass, a direct pass to him from an underneath out-of-bounds play. Here's the look, not getting discouraged that time, staying with it.
I think he was surprised at how open he was on that first one. Foul is on Darian Atkins, his first.
And he and Hood have been very good in this tournament, Tim. I think they have to be great in this game to win.
That's interesting. Parker makes the free throw, the 3-point play converted. 75% free throw shooter. Now he'll get a rest. First 7 or 8 minutes of a championship game takes your breath away a little bit. All the emotion, you mentioned the adrenaline. Now they'll settle in and play this game.
Yeah, by that second TV timeout, you're absolutely right.
Plumlee takes it away. Crowd wanted a walk. Instead, Hood takes it to the basket, and it'll belong to the Blue Devils. Timeout on the floor. The championship game of the Atlantic Coast Conference. The Greensboro Coliseum is rocking. (13-7), the Cavaliers of Virginia. Virginia, #1 in the nation on scoring defense. They only give up 55 points a game. Take a look at our Haviland defensive shield, Mike, and it's interesting how Duke's been battling inside. They haven't taken a 3 yet.
I know. I was looking at that number during the timeout, Tim, and it's really stood out. The game at Cameron, they were 10 of 22 from 3, almost half of their field goal attempts. They haven't even looked at it from there, and so Virginia doing a good job guarding the line.
Well, Terry Holland, the longtime coach at Virginia, was named to the ACC Legends yesterday. Tony Bennett now trying to join him and share his place in history.
Important minutes with Jabari Parker out of the game right now.
Hood with a short jumper off the front of the rim, taken down by the Cavaliers. Gill with his second rebound. How about that? Away from the ball. Called on Tyler Thornton. That's 2.
Yeah, he got in foul trouble yesterday, if you remember. And the thing, that's what Harris does. He moves so well without the basketball that he really draws a lot of these fouls. And there's the little bump right there. Where the game's being officiated this year, you can't impede movement like that. And it's tough to defend a guy like Harris who's in constant movement.
Back to Parentis. Top of the key. Harris inside. Gill Toby. How about that?
Well,
6 points for Toby, and they continue to build their lead.
Good help from Plumlee. He had to come over. He did get the block, but that left Toby wide open on the front of the rim. Already matched his season average with 6.
Hairston. Thornton. A little quicker lineup now for the Blue Devils. This is Quinn Cook. Cook came in yesterday, 14 points against the Pack. Shot clock is at 5. Tough shot by Cook. Ball still alive.
Foul.
And the foul call.
Josh Harrison's going to get the call, but here's the look, and they go for the steal that time, and you can see Plumlee coming over right in the front of the rim. Hood late getting there for the block out.
So Hairston has his first personal. You know, Hairston's one of those guys, he's played 118 career games, but kind of fell out of sight here for a while. Didn't play at all yesterday.
Great matchup with Hood against Harris.
Little spin move by Gill.
It's going to be on Jefferson.
It is, and that was away from the ball. He dropped the help.
You can see a really nice spin move inside, and just Jefferson getting there a little bit late.
So Gill goes to the line. Let's go over to Debbie.
Well, Coach, guys, when I was talking to the Duke coaching staff, they said Anthony Gill right now is their best offensive scorer in the post. They have great respect for him, trying to take him away as a driver and keep him off the glass. He's having a great tournament, and Duke certainly respects his abilities.
Well, so far, Deb, getting nice productivity out of Gill and Toby inside up front. Virginia winning that battle at those two positions.
Suleiman takes it down the lane, and he's bumped.
See how Rashid Suleiman bounces back to him in this tournament. He comes in at 80% for the year. It was 4 of 10.
Gill goes out of the ball game. Joe Harris picks up his first personal foul. Back into the ball game comes Malcolm Brogdon. Harris gets a breather.
Usually first half of this game, both coaches will go a little bit deeper into their benches and to shorten the rotation and times that players are out on the floor just to buy some rest.
Toby and Jefferson bumping and grind a little bit, so the officials give them a little talking to about their deportment.
It's like being a beat cop. You can diffuse a lot of situations with a little conversation.
The lane opens up for Hood. He takes it under on the reverse layup. 0 for 4 for Hood. Virginia into its motion offense. Curling off screens. Mitchell will try to back in, kick it back to Toby.
Good block out by Jefferson that time. Really, they don't have to double team Mitchell inside so they can stay at home on perimeter players.
And the pass knocked out of bounds by Nikhil Mitchell. We talked about Jefferson's block out. He blocked out Mitchell. And Nikhil hustled back down the other end and got involved. (16-7). 9:26 to play in the first half of the championship game. Parker. Tap. Put back. Still alive. 50-50 ball. Last touched by Virginia.
Well, now, while Virginia was winning that battle in the first 6 minutes, Duke now starting to get on the offensive glass a little bit and get involved in that fight. Really sagging in. They're sagging off of Jefferson into the lap of Parker, and they couldn't make an entry pass.
This is Hood back up top. Suleiman. Duke just 3 of 18 from the field. Parker. Long rebound. Cook gets it back. Hood for 3. Yes!
So many times Duke gets that good look at the 3 on an offensive rebound. maybe Parker a little frustrated, takes that three drifting outside some, but they convert on the second shot.
Cavalier lead cut to 6. Mitchell back out front. Brogdon gets a pick. This will be on Suleiman.
And already Virginia in the penalty with 8:30 to go in the first half.
That is the first foul on Rasheed Suleiman. As you look at Justin Anderson, who goes out of the ball game for the Cavaliers.
Actually, that was a battle, Tim. They won in the regular season game. Talking about Virginia, they were 19 of 26 from the free throw line. You touched on in the first 2 games of this tournament, they'd only been there 24 times.
And hit 18 of them, Mike. Brogdon tickles the twine with the first. Closed captioning for ACC basketball is provided by Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's bow time, and it's championship time. Misses the second.
I talked about Duke's players having to play big, and Malcolm Brogdon has been a little subpar scoring the basketball. He needs to have a big afternoon.
Virginia hitting only 50% from the line in this game. Suleiman behind his back. Into the paint, kicks it out. Jefferson left-handed.
Wow, what a lift from an unexpected spot from him. And maybe the confidence that he has, only averages 6 points a game coming in, but he has been able to get around Mike Tobey.
5-point lead. This is Parentis. Pulls up to the jumper, draws iron. Blue Devils will push it. Cook looked at the three. Kicks it back to Parker. And Mitchell with another rebound. That's 5 for Mitchell.
Again, he may be a little frustrated. That's the second straight three that he's taken, Tim. Drifting outside a little bit, and boy, does that... I mean, if you're Tony Parker and the coaching staff, you'll live with him out there, even if he starts making a couple.
Parentes. Tobey has it taken away by Suleiman.
Wow, what a great play in the open floor by Brogdon.
Malcolm Brogdon just picked his pocket. Only 2 conference losses this year for Virginia. Duke and Maryland. 30 appearances in this game for Duke. It's the championship.
Let's take a look at the AT&T Fast analysis, and it's 3-point field goals for both teams in this, and they're not really a big part of it right now, and that's especially surprising for Duke. They're 1 of 2, Virginia 2 of 5. Duke averages 9 made threes a game.
Mike, that last foul when Brogdon picked his pocket, he knocked it away. Duke regained possession, and it was an offensive foul, so they're not shooting 1-on-1. Meanwhile, it's 17-12. The Cavaliers of Virginia, who got out to a tremendous start in this title game.
Virginia got off to that quick start, but only 1 of 7 since.
This is Brogdon, kicks it back out to Mitchell. Harris. Mitchell, short.
Again, that's a shot that Duke will live with as well. A little out of Mitchell's range.
This is Quinn Cook now. Quinn Cook had a terrific game yesterday. Scored 14 points against NC State. And was a big factor in that win.
Came in and gave them where he gave the lift was from 3.
Hood, nice spin.
This scoring pace is exactly where Virginia wants it right now. They keep it in the 50s and the 60s. They're going to be right there.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Virginia only gives up 55 a game on average. #1 in the nation. This is Cook. 17-14.
That's the first time that Duke has really had a good rush up the floor, tremendous defense, and they get a layup.
This place is electric right now. 5:15 to play in the first half. Parentes. Nice dish. Gill couldn't finish. And lost out of bounds by UVA.
Wow, Parentes has been terrific in this championship. 8 assists, only 1 turnover, and a nice find. You have to be able to finish plays like that in a championship game, especially where every possession, Tim, like we said, is so important.
Everything is magnified. Duke on a 7-1 run. Duke fans on their feet now. Call this foul on Parentes. And so Parentes picks up the personal.
They're trying to set a little up screen for Jabari Parker to get him the ball in motion in space. It's always a little more difficult to defend a guy like that, right, as opposed to being stationary.
New 35 for Duke. And Parker is fouled. Getting a little more physical now, Mike.
Yeah, and no double team coming in, but he has certainly seen a lot of white jerseys around him in this game. The front, and you can see Virginia's so very good at helping. Dig in the block that time by Darian Atkins, and then you look at the crowd that he draws inside there. Stayed after it on this play and came in, and then on that last play got to the drive. He started off 1 of 8 in this game from the field.
He's one of those guys that, Mike, that can shoot free throws. 75% free throw shooter, was 4 of 7 at the line yesterday. And buries the first.
Well, I think for Duke, and you know what, it sounds funny, Tim, but sometimes poor free throw shooting can be contagious. You see guys missing, you get up there, you put a little pressure on yourself to make one. So I think it's good if they get off to a good start, everybody will exhale a little bit when they get to the line.
Makes them both, and it's a 1-point game. It's as close as it has been since the first few seconds of this game, when Virginia started off with a 3. No lazy passes allowed in this game. Duke will pick them off. They jump on you and stay on you. This foul will be on Quinn Cook, his first.
Be a one-on-one situation in the next foul on Duke. They go into the double bonus.
Like, you watch these two teams, and they play defense with their head and their feet. They're smart defensive players. They move their feet and stay in position.
Especially when you look at Duke's defense, it's a little bit different than Virginia.
Oh, absolutely.
You got that pack line defense where they give, and they pack it in a little bit. But Duke has been within 1 or 2 feet of every perimeter player.
Let's go over to Debbie Antonelli. Deb.
Well, there's Dick Bennett, Tony Bennett's dad, and Tony gives credit to his dad for his passion and purpose on both sides of the ball. Dick has a court in his backyard he calls the servants court, where he teaches young players to serve your teammates and make them better by making the extra pass, cutting hard, run the floor hard, set good screens, all the details, just the way the Virginia team plays.
Boy, what a great coach Dick Bennett was. Is still coaching young folks.
Yeah, you know what, Tim, it's not easy, one, to play for your dad, which Tony did up in Green Bay, and still the all-time leading three-point percentage leader in NCAA history. But then went on to coach with him as well, and that's not an easy thing, but those two have a great relationship. And Dick Bennett is a wonderful, wonderful gentleman, too, a lot like Terry Holland in that regard.
Shot clock at 12 for Duke. Single digits. Parker now realizes that that's 2. He's got to fire it and buries it. Shot clock was at 2 and he buried the jumper.
Tough possession, and what a big-time play by a big-time player. 1 second left on the shot clock. He knew he had to make that play.
Tied at 19. Gill became a spectator, didn't see the pass. Brogdon, his shot is short.
That's one. He had a great look at a three, too, and those are the ones you have to take advantage of against this defense.
Parker trying to give Duke the lead.
Here's a little jab step. Give himself some room.
Hey, Dad, they just scored on you. Duke led 2-0. They're going to try for the lead when we come back. Today's coverage of ACC basketball being broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network. And we certainly welcome the nearly 1 million men and women of the U.S. Armed Forces stationed around the globe in 175 countries and on the high seas. We're so proud to have you with us and hope that you are enjoying the ball game.
Tim, there are several wounded warriors here today watching this game. Got a huge ovation from the crowd, very uplifting.
Well, as a nation, we certainly appreciate what the military does for us every single day.
And maybe none more than Mike Krzyzewski, who asked him about some of his best friends in life, certainly from Chicago and then also from the academy.
Yep.
Having gone there and served his country as well.
Terrific player for Bobby Knight at West Point. Harris takes it right to the basket and drops it in. His first basket of the game.
NC State, if you remember yesterday, Warren got a couple of backdoor plays like that, and then that was set up very well coming out of the timeout. Immediate big double team on Parker.
Into the corner, tipped by Harris. And Mitchell with another rebound. How's he doing on the boards? Oh my, he's got 7 rebounds already. Parentis looks. They jumping. Gill. Gill takes it to the basket. That's going to be a foul and a block.
Well, here's that look, and they made eye contact too, and Parentis was saying with his eyes, "Go back door, go back door."
So Jabari Parker picks up his second personal foul. That'll get Marshall Plumlee back into the game.
And I would imagine it would be for the rest of the half, so an opportunity with 2:23 for Virginia to play Duke with Parker on the bench.
Gill, who's from High Point, North Carolina, playing in front of the Ho folks, talked yesterday about his big 2 free throws that helped them big hit. But today, he's just 2 for 5 at the line. Makes the second. He'll go out of the game, and Mike Tobey will come back in.
Yeah, 6 of 10 on the game for Virginia, leaving some points on the board. Duke has only had 3 free throw attempts. Virginia's played almost this whole half without getting into the penalty.
Taken away by Mitchell to Harris, but this will not count. Jamie Lucky called a foul up by midcourt.
Like I said, it's as good as a basket if he makes them, but it's in the double bonus right now. A terrific defensive play. They got Akeel Mitchell at the first team all defense in the ACC, and you see why there with the guard.
So Andre Dawkins committed the foul with a reach in at midcourt. Mitchell goes to the line. Akeel Mitchell, 43% at the free throw line. And they are leaving some points there today.
Yeah, it could be at least a 3 or 4 point larger lead.
Brogdon goes out of the ball game. Got Justin Anderson in there now, along with Toby, Harris, Mitchell. Makes the second, and it's 23-19. Timeout, Duke.
Mike Krzyzewski not happy about this, and he wants to make sure that this game doesn't creep out of hand in the last 2 minutes. But I remember what he said to Deb Antonelli in that interview about this being a good team, not a great team. Well, he said the same thing about the 2010 team at the ACC tournament, and things turned out pretty well for them in the NCAAs.
Hold on now, Mike's upset about something. Is this a technical foul? Mike Krzyzewski is furious at midcourt. Jamie Lucky with a call. He's over at the scorer's table. Mike Eads now will get involved. It is a technical foul. And so Parentis goes to the line.
We were talking, I don't know what was said, but Mike was pretty hot in that huddle, and maybe it carried over.
Mike Krzyzewski looks at Jamie Luckey and says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I didn't say anything." Parentis makes them both. Quinn Cook tried to calm him down. So it turns out Jamie Luckey did not tee him up. He went to explain the technicals to Mike. It was called from the other side. But it makes it a 25-19 ball game with under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Three ball, and that's big. Andre Dawkins.
And he could be an X factor as this game plays out, but that was a huge shot to give Duke a lift after that last little altercation.
Dawkins is the three-point ACC leader, 43%. Out to Mitchell. This is Anderson. He'll jump in. Parentis in the corner. 28-22, UVA.
Well, Parentis, you have to honor him. 41% from three. It doesn't take a lot. It's just about 2 a game, but very proficient.
Virginia has played in 5 title games since 1976. They've lost all 5. This is Hood. Splash.
And Justin Anderson did just about everything you could defensively on that play. That was a tough shot from Hood.
28-25. Anderson.
You just want to make sure now, if you're Duke, that you absolutely get the last shot of the half.
That's what Mike just yelled out. Krzyzewski said 1, play for 1. Duke now 4 of 7 beyond the arc.
The clock will continue to run, so it'll be very difficult for Virginia to get a shot off.
Just over a second differential. Game clock, shot clock. Shot clock is down to 7. Hood. Shot clock at 3. Hood. And he'll come away empty. And a terrific first half of basketball in the championship game of the ACC. The number 1 seed, Virginia Cavaliers, lead 28-25 over Duke.
Well, we talked about it. It wasn't an early part of the offense for Duke, but Andre Dawkins starts with the 3, then Parentis on the left side of the floor for Virginia, and then Rodney Hood. Watch this. This is under duress, the step back, and that was a terrific finish.
Brogdon led the Cavaliers with 9 points. Remember, the technical was worth 2, and the lead is 3. One of the other big things in this game, and believe me, Mike Krzyzewski noticed it. 14 times Virginia went to the line. Duke went only 3.
And you know, I could understand that stat if Duke is hoisting a lot of threes, but I thought that they were pretty aggressive in that half in going to the basket.
Final 20 minutes of the ACC season. Both of these teams will move on to the big dance. But this is for the championship. And that regular season title will not be diminished at Virginia. But the real champion comes out of this tournament.
Tim, could you imagine if only one of these teams, if this was for going to the NCAA tournament?
Duke, Maryland.
Yep.
Never forget it.
Think about those days and what that meant.
Shot clock at 3. They turn it over. That starts the break, and Jefferson takes it all the way in, and he's fouled by Toby.
Boy, he's been one of the more efficient offensive players that Duke has had in this game. 3 of 5 for 6 points and a chance for 2 free throws.
So that is 2 personals on Mike Toby, the 6'11 sophomore from Monroe, New York. And Jefferson is at the line. Again, he's not a great free throw shooter. Terrific player, but he has struggled at the line. And he gets the roll. Closed captioning for ACC basketball is provided by Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's bow time. Taking a little extra time, a little extra focus. Comes up a little bit short. Best team in more than 3 decades in Charlottesville, trying to hold off Duke. And Toby was undercut.
That was an area that Virginia was winning early in the first half, but Duke has gotten back on top on the rebounding side. 8 offensive rebounds out of the 20 for Duke.
Tyler Thornton has picked up his 3rd personal foul. Dangerous pass because it's so low for the big fella, but he scoops it up. Brogdon had a nice first half. Here he is, kicks it out to Parentis. Little entry pass again, too low for Toby.
Yeah, nice job of Parker fighting over the top, getting a hand on that.
4 turnovers for the Wahoos. Parker. He's got 10.
You know, like I said, the great players can shed a bad half. A good start for him. And I think it's what Deb was saying. I think it's not in his nature, but Harris needs to start getting a little selfish, I think.
We are tied at 28. The 3rd tie of this game. See how Virginia responds. Brogdon. That'll start the break. Suleiman has it blocked by Mitchell.
Well, how many times have we seen that over the course of 3 days where Akeel Mitchell will come out of nowhere, Parentis staying in front of him, but denying the 2 points. A great defensive pursuit from behind.
Parker. Too strong. So Parentis takes it up. And the Cavaliers will start working the clock. Not that much. Harris,
yeah.
Splash.
Yeah, he really needs to start getting a little selfish and looking for his own offense.
Back to Jefferson, looks inside, playing a little high-low. This is Hood. Thornton, shot clock at 10. Back to Suleiman, shot clock at 5. Suleiman, off balance, and Mitchell with another rebound. And the whistle and the foul.
Here's the look, and we talk about how well he moves without the basketball, getting a little screen from Toby and the curl, and it's a lot easier for a right-handed shooter to come around that way because you can square up in rhythm a lot easier.
Tyler Thornton picks up his 4th personal foul. Joe Harris at the line. Rattles that one home. He's got 5 points, and Thornton has to sit. Quinn Cook comes back into the ball game. Joe Harris, a rather quiet tournament, misses the 2nd. Ball will go back to UVA, knocked out and last touched by Duke. Now the officials will confer. And it'll be Duke ball. Good piece of officiating there. They conferred. Jamie Lucky, Timmy Nestor, Mike Eads, they talked it over.
Now we will remind everybody that that's a reviewable play, but only in the last 2 minutes of regulation and overtime as far as out of bounds.
But they can discuss and change a call anytime.
Yes, that's correct.
Hood bumped by Harris. That's 2 on Joe Harris. So foul starting to add up for both teams now.
Foul on number 12, Joe Harris, his second team foul.
Rodney Hood. to Jefferson, correction, and he banks it in. So Jefferson has 9 points.
Yeah, and he's the kind of guy you can get lost offensively. You're concentrating on so many other weapons, and he has risen to the occasion. He's double figures.
Boy, what a great drive by Brogdon, and he now has 11 points. So there's double figures for you.
Parker, Suleiman looked like he was funneling him that way, and Parker pointed to himself and saying he was late on the play.
Jefferson averages 6. He's got 9 here today. And this is going to be on Akil Mitchell for the arm bar. That's 2 personals. Fouls starting to add up. Tension starting to build. 33-30 UVA. Can they make history and win their second ever title?
Have a chance to come and coach in this league, and then to play in it is terrific. And certainly your players, they grasp it, whether they know it or not. Once they get here and they see it and they're in that facility, it's special.
He will join Terry Holland. As you look right there, Terry named to the ACC Legends yesterday, and this UVA basketball team trying to share his place in history. Let's take a look at our principal financial group, Edge to the Game, Mike.
Yeah, Duke started off very cold from the floor, but starting to warm up some, and Virginia going in the opposite direction, so Duke amping up their defensive pressure.
We're also rebounding better, Mike. The Blue Devils, they average almost 16 offensive rebounds a game over the last 5 games, just dominating those offensive boards. They have 9 here today already. Parker with a little turnaround jump shot. He has 12.
Well, that spin dribble move that he has is so very difficult to defend.
1-point lead for the Wahoos. Here's Harris, frees up. That shot is short. And this is knocked off of Virginia. You know, that's the problem Joe was having yesterday. He was a little bit short on his jump shot for most of the game. Hitting the front rim.
That's, again, the sign of the tournament, and maybe you start to put the ball on the floor a little bit more, get some closer shots, some layups, and free throw attempts.
Duke trying to take the lead, and they do. Jabari Parker, 14 points, has answered the call in the second half.
You have to have that amnesia when you're a great player.
Brogdon's having a terrific game, and he answers.
This offensive pace of the first 5 minutes a little different from the first 20 minutes.
It sure is. And this foul will be on Brogdon. A little overzealous there.
There's the look. I mean, just the nice finish, left hand, absorbing the hit. And then Brogdon. This is when the stars step up, Tim. It's kind of like the back 9 on Sunday at the Masters.
Exactly. A lot of people don't think of Brogdon as being 6'5", but he's got that nice step back jumper. And Mitchell with another rebound.
Suleiman a little out of control on that drive.
Brogdon, and another missed dunk by Gill, but he's fouled. We saw one in the first half, and now this one.
2 great opportunities, kind of a wry smile from Anthony Gill. There's a good find by Brogdon inside. Fortunately, he was able to get the rebound.
Foul was on Rodney Hood. That's his first. So Anthony Gill makes the free throw, playing in front of a lot of home folks here, the young sophomore, just down the road in High Point, North Carolina. Boy, he came up big yesterday against Pitt, didn't he? And misses the second. So the lead is 2 for the Cavaliers. Cook looked at the give and go, wasn't there. And a foul against Virginia.
I think you take your chances that, though. Hood going to his right hand that time. And then Jabari Parker, the mid-range jump shot right there is a tough cover for Toby. The spin move inside. He really struggled in the first half, but is seeing a big basket right now.
Brogdon committed the foul, his second. And Rodney Hood steps up and misses the free throw. That's second personal, and we'll get Justin Anderson back in the ball game. Harris will get a rest. Rodney Hood at 14 points. He keyed the defensive effort against T.J. Warren yesterday, the ACC Player of the Year, and he makes his second. He now has 7. 14 minutes to a championship. And the whistle and the foul. And I believe this will be on Quinn Cook for a trip. And that's his second.
Foul was on number 2, Quinn Cook. His second, 4th team foul.
Mike, you've played in these games. You know the feeling. You get down under that 13, 12-minute mark, everything is magnified.
Yeah, that's and then we talked about it. It was going to be a possession-by-possession game, and that is how it's unfolding.
And this is knocked out of bounds by Parker.
Yeah, couldn't get a hold of it.
So it'll belong to Virginia. UVA trying to do what even the great Ralph Sampson couldn't do.
Yeah, and that's just Mitchell fighting for it that time, regains the possession. These are tougher to come by. Both teams at about 35% field goal percentage.
Two of the best defensive teams in the league and in the country. Anderson, he was held out front. This foul will be against Suleiman. That's his third. So now Mike Krzyzewski working the bench, trying to manage the game. Fouls becoming a problem. Joe Harris will check back in for UVA. Dawkins comes in for Suleiman. And Parentis gets a breather.
He's giving away, Andre Dawkins coming in and is going to have to guard Justin Anderson, giving away some size to him.
Keel Mitchell with a sweet move, banks it in with the hook.
Kind of a spin move that Parker used. He used it on him. And
Justin Anderson
tried to sell it.
He knows it went off his foot, and he said, hey, the other way.
It was a quick sales pitch, though.
I think even he felt guilty. Got a little smile on his face. Step back for Parker.
Good defense by Mitchell that time.
Joe Harris has been rather quiet. He's got 5 for the game. Shot clock at 15. Kick back out to Brogdon. Brogdon along the baseline. Offensive foul on Brogdon for the wraparound. Tried to gain an advantage, and that is 3 personals. Look at the 2 teams in the resumes.
Yeah, Terry Allen, only 7 championship appearances in the 61 years, and Duke in over half of them. 19 and 11, 13 of those by Mike Krzyzewski. Or by one of the most underrated coaches in ACC history, Vic Bubas.
Cavaliers have played in 5 title games since 1976, have yet to win since that big one in Landover.
Wow, and that may be, those are the type of shots, and Dawkins is the type of player that really elevates after knocking down his first couple.
That actually hit between the rim and the backboard, and he killed it. Knocked it in. Here he is again. Tied at 38.
Yeah, he was clapping for it. He's still feeling a little bit smiling right now.
The one that went in wasn't pretty.
It was a little wedge shot.
It was a wedge.
It hit softly right in the iron and fell in.
Harris. Bottoms. (41-38) Cavaliers. Hood. Nice drop off to Jefferson.
Well,
I'm giving him the assist.
Yeah, you're a very lenient official scorer.
Had him in his eyes the whole way. Mitchell trying to get it to Harris, can't do it. Blue Devils really picking up the defense. That's on Cook. He better be careful.
Yeah, Mike Krzyzewski's got he's just biting his thumb right now. He's already got one technical.
Virginia's best team in more than 3 decades. Leading by 1. Under 11 to play. But Duke, how about their pedigree? Let's go over to Debbie Antonelli.
Well, guys, this is how quick things work in social media. There is already a Twitter site out for Coach K's Expo marker. It actually has a couple of tweets, and it already has some followers based on the technical foul that he was served in the first half.
All right, Debbie. The marker that she's talking about is the one that Mike used to draw up his play and then threw it with a little bit of emotion under the seat and got a technical. And Harris is fouled.
And that puts Virginia in the penalty.
That's 2 on Jefferson as we're keeping an eye on the fouls. Mike Krzyzewski, one of the all-time great gentlemen, and is 47-12 all-time in this Greensboro Coliseum. 27-8 in ACC tournament games here.
Yep, unbelievable record. And this is Harris. This is the perplexing thing about Harris for me is that the great form that he has and such a great shooter, and he's 63% at the line. But that Virginia got into the penalty early in the first half as well.
Harris now 3 for 4 at the line this afternoon.
But the next foul on Virginia will put Duke at the line as also.
Quinn Cook to Dawkins. You're right, Mike. He's looking hard for that shot now. Dawkins tries to draw the foul. Tough shot. And it'll belong to Virginia.
Yeah, a little bit of a force on that one.
So Plumlee goes out of the ball game, and Jabari Parker checks back in.
Just about 1 possession rest for Parker that time.
As you said so astutely throughout this tournament, minutes, seconds count to each player. Here's Gill, back to Anderson. And Anderson throws it away. Parker! Exclamation point!
And a bad turnover that time by Virginia. The ball just kind of stagnant on that side of the floor, and Parker made a great defensive play, and he's got the ability to carry it all the way.
Anderson with a nice pass, and Gill will go to the line to shoot 2.
That was on Parker. 3rd foul. Here's the look. He had one like this yesterday, and I think Tony Bennett thought for a second about calling a timeout, but it was only, he still has the lead. You don't want those type of plays to really incite the crowd.
That's the Statue of Liberty dunk. High over his head, and Gill at the line. Anthony Gill has struggled at the line today. He's 4 for 9.
The Duke coaching staff reminding everybody Gill a little shaky at the free throw line and the block out. They don't want to give up an offensive rebound.
He made perhaps the 2 biggest free throws yesterday in Virginia's win over Pitt. It's 5 for 10 now. This is what we were just talking about, Mike. Foul trouble for Duke.
Big one, obviously, Parker with 3.
And of course, Cook, he'd lose that long-range shot. Suleiman. Almost got caught in the air. Here's Cook. Shot clock at 9. Parker from long range. That's a 3.
Wow. It's just a nightmare matchup. Inside, outside. Shrugged that first half. He has carried this team in the second half.
Blue Devils by 1. Brogdon has it blocked.
Parker on the block.
Toby banks it in. Cavaliers stayed after it.
Yep.
They're not backing off, Mike.
Yeah, Toby had success early. Just hung around in front of the rim that time.
Oh, he's on fire now. Jabari Parker showing it all. The Blue Devils take a 1-point lead. 8:36 to a championship.
Let's revisit our AT&T fast analysis and its points in the paint, and it's been pretty close. A lot of it has been Emil Jefferson. He's had some success in there. Jabari Parker, of course, the drives inside. Good offensive board work, and then getting on the break and finishing on the dunk. And it's 18-14 right now, Tim, so pretty close.
Well, he has come alive. Jabari Parker, he has scored the last 7 points for Duke in the last 123 as you look at his season numbers, Mike.
Yeah, I think, obviously the freshman of the year, but I think it probably came down to him and TJ Warren as player of the year as well.
Virginia is 21-2 when they hold opponents under 60 points. But right now, we're headed into the 60s. We're on pace. It's 47-46 Blue Devils. Brogdon working on Cook. Anderson. 5 turnovers for UVA against none this half for Duke. And there's the foul, and that will send Anthony Gill to the line again.
We talk about how unselfish Virginia is, and that was a well-run play. And Mitchell always looking for cutters, and Gill saw the lane wide open.
Foul on Rodney Hood. That's his second. And Gill makes the free throw. Gill has another one coming. Mitchell with another big rebound. What a game he's having. And he's got 11.
And again, though, Tim, Duke falling asleep on that front line. You've got a poor free throw shooter. You really have to block out.
Brogdon tried to hit a 3. Mitchell tried to tap it to him. That just started the Blue Devils running. Parker almost with a follow.
Wow, one of the few things he hasn't converted in this half.
Harris going to take this to the basket and gets the roll. Harris, the senior, stepping up in a crucial time of the ball game. Timeout, Duke.
Here's the look ahead. We talked about Harris getting more selfish, but he just saw things open up inside. A great take and finish.
We'll return after these messages from your local ACC station. This is the 61st annual ACC tournament, and this is the granddaddy of them all. It's a tournament that is filled with luminaries and legends like Dean Smith and Everett Case. You saw Mike Jaminski in there. And for the Duke Blue Devils, they hope to be tearing down the net just like Virginia does. Duke Blue Devils have had 30 appearances in the ACC title game. Not so much for Virginia, but they did win it back in 1976. Harris comes up short on the free throw, but there is foul trouble now, Mike. Thornton has 4, Suleiman has 4.
Yeah, on the game, Duke called for 22 fouls, Virginia 12, and the key thing right now, the Virginia in the double bonus the rest of the way, so they're shooting 2 free throws regardless.
And the ball is lost out of bounds by Hood, but there is a foul against Virginia.
That's now 1-on-1 for Duke.
The foul is on Parentis. his second. And here's the foul trouble for Duke.
Well, I think of the four, obviously Parker key. You talked about Cook and his ability to knock down threes. Tyler Thornton more for his leadership.
Game faces on the coaches of Duke. See Wojo out there yelling at the players.
Yeah, look at how many points that Virginia leaving on the line. 15 of 25.
The officials warning the players. Hood has another one. And if he makes this one, it will tie the game.
We saw that yesterday, though, Tim, that Duke wound up winning that game against NC State, but they were 21 of 41 from the free throw line.
Mike, it is the 6th tie of this game with 7:22 to play. This is Brogdon. Rentas looks inside. Anthony Gill tries to back in. Little drop step and the bucket and the foul. This will be on Emil Jefferson. That's his third.
Well, and after, I believe that's Gill's first made field goal of the game, and he had missed several dunks, but he finishes on this play, drawing the contact.
So Gill back at the line, and he has really struggled there today. He's only a 69% free throw shooter, but he's below that average here this afternoon. Parker, drop step. Mitchell fell down, and it was an easy lay-in. 23 points for the big fella. Tied at 51. Nice play. And Gill can't finish. Mike, he's struggling.
I know, and the thing is, too, the decision that Virginia has to make with him, that was a foul on Jefferson, his fourth. But there's just no, this move is too quick. There's no help. Everybody drifting over. What a great spin back. And he is a very gifted offensive player. But the thing is, when does Tony Bennett make a decision about Gill as being a liability at the free throw line?
Yeah, Mike, he's only 7 of 14 here today. Jefferson goes out of the game. Plumlee comes back in. Gill does have another one coming. Makes that one. Virginia by 1.
He's getting enough reps in this game. You'd think he'd start to feel a little comfortable with the line.
Harris on Hood. This is Cook. To the basket easily. Boy, that's too easy for Rodney Hood. He's in double figures.
Right, and Virginia has done well by forcing to his right, but he's had some finishes.
Nice pass. Nice finish by Brogdon. But Harris made it happen. Timeout, Cavaliers.
I love watching them run their stuff, Tim. They really are disciplined and unselfish. Little Prentice one through, and then Brogdon, the second guy through.
Brogdon having a nice ball game with 15 points. And the Cavaliers will not back off. Not intimidated by the titles of Duke. But you made a good point, Mike, just before tip, about most of these guys have not played in a title game like this.
Right, I mean, it's new for Jabari Parker, or you wouldn't know it by today's performance, maybe in the first half, but for Hood as well, probably for half this team, they haven't been in the finals.
This was the first game. Duke beat Virginia in Cameron Indoor, January 13th, 69-65. You see the numbers. Big bench points for the Devils. Virginia trying to match Mark Alberoni and Billy Langdon. Bobby Stokes, of course, wonderful Wally, the tournament MVP, Wally Walker. Whoa, high pass, way over the head. of Quinn Cook.
Yeah, here's the look. They're coming over big with him in the post. And then somebody in the first row had an assist.
Who's going to get hot now? Who's going to carry the banner over the last 5 minutes and 20 seconds? Harris banks it. No, can't go. Followed by Mitchell.
No check out on the weak side, and that was not an easy tip in either. And Mike Krzyzewski wants a timeout.
5 points for Mitchell. 12 rebounds. Timeout, Duke.
That Tony Bennett looks pretty calm and collected in this moment right now. Here's the look, and Parker, both Parker and Hairston had to come over and help out. That's what left the weak side of the glass wide open.
They're rocking here. Charlottesville, you can hear the screams coming away. Welcome back inside, everybody. 57-53. It is warm in this building, but it's a championship game.
No question. And it's the fan intensity and the warmness of the weather outside. But this has been just about as good a game as we expected, and probably at as good a pace as Tony Bennett wanted to play. His guys have really showed up.
And it's been interesting to watch this game because it has gone back and forth. And this time, it's the Virginia fans that are standing, and it's the Virginia band that is playing. Moments ago, when Parker was going off, it was the Duke fans standing, and it was the Duke cheerleaders going crazy. So it's fun to be in this building. 23,500 here this afternoon. This is the biggest lead for either team in the second half.
Well, you have to think that Parker and Harris are going to be the guys who are going to figure prominently.
Parker with the crossover and the jumper. Duke gets it back.
And then just how about that? One of the shorter guys on the floor, Andre Thornton, making that play.
Thornton playing with 4 personal fouls. Parker again. Still alive, and Gill comes away with it.
Solid rebound. Parker's missed his last couple of field goal attempts. Tyler Thornton now, he draws Brogdon.
This is Virginia's first tournament final since 1994. They lost that game to North Carolina. Off the curl, Harris. Parentes with the drop off. Shot clock at 3. Step back jumper. Put back by Gill. He's fouled by Parker. That's 4 on Parker. Oh my.
The ball is on number 1, Jabari Parker. That is 4.
As the intensity builds and Virginia lead builds, we've got 3:53 remaining.
Well, to win the ACC championship and you're there at center court and you're raising the trophy, to look around and you see all ACC fans. You've done it in your neighborhood, and it gives you confidence then to go out into another neighborhood, which is called the NCAA tournament.
Gill makes the first free throw, and when you listen to Mike Krzyzewski talk about titles, he certainly knows from whence he speaks. 13 titles under Mike Krzyzewski at Duke. And how about this? 6 of those ACC titles were in this building.
And the next 4 on that list after Coach Smith combined for 14.
3:45 to play. Parker over Mitchell. Mitchell making it really hard on him.
All right, how about Suleiman? Nice fight, but you're seeing the freshman of the year playing against one of the great defensive players.
Here's a game summary, Mike. It's presented by Valero. We just talked about Parker and Harris.
And then, but they've made Parker take a lot of shots for those points and work for it. And Harris has gotten more aggressive in the second half.
We mentioned earlier the Cavaliers have held 20 straight tournament teams under 50% shooting. And again here today. The bucket counts. The foul on Harris.
And that's one of the first times that he's been able to get to that left hand in the lane. The good spin move. Harris played him pretty well, but just the bump in the end, that was a good finish.
I think they called him with that hand on the hip, using that to his advantage. So Rodney Hood, the 6'8", redshirt sophomore, rings it around and back out. The lead is 4. Harris back to Parentes, lost it on the way up. Cook will run out. And Parker lost it.
But it went, Parker lost it, but it went right to Kill Mitchell, and it's still going to be Duke's ball. What a huge break. I mean, this was a dunk.
That is 2 times now in 2 possessions. Mike, we just talked about the heat in this building, and now you can, it's their hands and the ball's a little bit slippery. The sweat. And we're under 3 minutes to play. That's a 2.
Just a quick hitter right out of bounds. Suleiman had a great look.
59-57. Brogdon in the lane. Tough shot. Hoping these guys can get it. There's Mitchell.
Anthony Gill making that play happen, keeping the ball alive.
Mitchell closing in on a double-double. Parker, spin, stripped. Cavaliers. Harris. Bang!
That was a Larry Bird-like knockout punch, an attempt.
Harris with the block. Virginia getting Cavalier with Duke. Harris. Oh, that would have been big. A lot of momentum, but Cook trying to take it back for 3. Tickles the twine. Timeout. Blue Devils. Wow.
Well, here's the look. Here's the offensive rebound. You see Gill fighting for it. Mitchell in the right place. Good look. The strip by Keal Mitchell on Parker on the drive. Joe Harris just teeing it up, feeling it in the second half, and then back down. Duke comes back down and answers a good drive inside. And there's the block right there.
Both these teams, top 10 nationally. Depending on the polls, the Cavaliers 6th, Duke 7th in the nation. Virginia #1 seed, Duke #3 seed. 1:26 to play.
Prentice had just established himself back in on the court before that pass came back to him.
Brogdon to the basket with confidence. 63 seconds left. Timeout, Tony Bennett.
Yeah, Virginia really sitting in a good position with timeouts. They still have 2 left, Duke with 1. There's not much that, I mean, Suleiman with the 4 fouls, not much he can do right there. Smart play by Brogdon, and now it's a full timeout. Here's the look, and he was looking for help and actually got Harris screened out there to give him a lane.
And during that timeout, Mike Krzyzewski had a nice conversation with Mike Eads. This is a terrific officiating crew. Jamie Lucky, Tim Nestor, Mike Eads. But Mike Krzyzewski definitely not happy with what happened on that last possession.
There you see the possession right now that Duke shooting the 1-on-1 and Virginia in the double bonus at this point.
What do you say we play the final 63 seconds, Mike? This game, folks, has been touch and go from the outset. I mean, it has 8 ties and 7 lead changes. And neither team really got out of reach.
No, and really, Tim, in the second half, the offensive pace probably a little bit faster, but UVA has been up to the task.
Well, Duke hadn't backed off either, partner.
Yep.
Been a terrific ball game. This is one of those ones that Billy Packer would say, you hate to see it end because somebody's going to lose.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said about the 74 game.
This is not the 74 game, but it's a pretty good one. I'm going to look at the clock, make sure everything's squared away. Right now, the game clock shows 1 minute and 3 seconds. So they'll hold it up. Too much at stake at this, not to
get it
make
right.
sure you have the seconds correct.
No, absolutely. Every second counting.
So they're going to put some time back on the clock. I think it'll be about 106, 105 maybe.
105 is going to be, they're going to have to put the 2 seconds on.
Ball's got to clear the basket.
Mikey's just coming over to tell us that's when the timeout was asked for. A little too early to etch the name on that.
We told you this is 30 appearances in the ACC title for Duke. But it never gets old for Mike Krzyzewski because he's got a new group every year. For Tony Bennett, his team has gotten better every year. The record has improved. And they haven't won a title since 1976. And oh, do the Cavaliers want it, and do they ever think they've earned it? Cook to the basket, and Gill with a rebound. And the foul immediately with 55.3.
Well, they gave Quinn Cook almost a complete clear out on that play. There was no help. Had a decent look, he just couldn't convert.
What a year for the Virginia Cavaliers. Only 2 conference losses. The conference losses were to Duke and then Maryland last Sunday in overtime.
Yeah, right now Virginia 19 of 30 from the line. Big make by Brogdon.
He's got 18 points, make it 19.
Yeah, you got to defend now, defend the 3-point line, make them shoot 2s.
8-point game.
Switching everything, and then he crosses.
Hood falls down, ball's loose. Suleiman steps back for a 3. Technical foul on Suleiman.
Yeah, he just let his emotions get away from him. He thought he was fouled on the play.
Totally lost his composure and went after Tim Nestor, the official.
It looked like he kicked his leg out on that play as well.
Bottom line is 39.3 seconds remain in this ball game, and the Cavaliers look to be on a path to get their first title in Charlottesville since the 1976 championship game won by the Cavaliers in Landover, Maryland. For Suleiman, that will be his 5th foul, and he will be disqualified.
All right, that's
so they had the personal foul called,
and that'll be shot first, and then the technical foul will be shot first,
and that's in Suleiman.
And then they'll line them up and they'll shoot the foul on the other end for Virginia.
So Rashid Suleiman, unsportsmanlike conduct. That is his 5th personal foul. Brogdon will go to the line. With 39.3 seconds left, this could be game, set, and match.
You make 2 of these and you turn it into a, you make 1 of these, you turn it into a 4-possession game.
That's correct. Brogdon with 20 points this afternoon. He has come up big for the Cavaliers again.
It's almost like the Virginia fans they can't believe it's real, that this is happening.
It is now a 4-possession game. You hate to see a championship game ended like this with a youngster losing composure, but Virginia has played well enough to win. They deserve this championship. Cavaliers calling no fouls, but they get one anyway. That's a 3-pointer and 1.
Wow, what a mistake. What a big-time shot by Dawkins. Wow.
Well, hold on here now. And I don't think Tony Bennett expected that.
Yeah, I mean, that's one that kind of takes your breath away, and so hold the celebration here for a second.
He makes this, Mike, it is a 2-possession game. But he misses the free throw and the immediate foul. 27.3 seconds left. How about the year the Cavaliers have had?
Well, I tell you what, if it does come to fruition, it's the 2nd year in a row that the regular season champion has won the ACC tournament as well. Miami doing it last year.
This is Virginia's first ACC tournament final since 1994.
Maybe now this Cavalier team will get some national love, because they have been unappreciated up to this point, I think.
I agree with that 100%. We talked about this yesterday, especially nationally. This team was ranked number 5 in the nation last Sunday. They're number 6 right now. It looks like they're going to win the ACC Basketball Tournament. And we'll see if the selection committee this evening appreciates what they've done. It is the number 1 scoring defense in the nation. Here's Dawkins. Mitchell. Ball's loose. Last touch by Duke. Touched out. Turnover. Cavalier basketball with 15.1 left to the title.
And Mike Krzyzewski signaling no fouls.
Harris will get it, and that'll do it. Everybody at the Greensboro Coliseum on their feet. Final 5 seconds. Virginia has gotten Cavalier at the ACC tournament. They are the 2014 ACC champs.